Spend it all on bar girls and beer. At least you'll have had fun when it's all gone. Hey Chrissy, welcome back to another episode of Fly Me to the Philippines, where we go through the most interesting Facebook group comment here in the Philippines.
We're gonna discuss a very interesting topic today.
Today, on the website Philippine Expats with 41,000 members, Alexandru Manolica writes, what business would you start in the Philippines with $20,000 US? Chris says never own anything in the Philippines. What do you say to that?
It depends between you and your wife.
What do you mean?
If you don't trust your wife enough, then don't own anything in the Philippines. If most of her family members are unemployed, it could be a problem.
Pamela says, assuming you're partnering with a local, find a place to rent an automated laundry service or internet cafe near universities. I always think it's a good idea to do business near universities. You get a better rate of return on your rental property. Internet cafe seems like old school.
It is really a good idea if you're gonna plan to invest of a business that near university.
Bob Wood says, be careful, competition and jealousy is a serious problem if you start running a successful business. He says that it's only, someone's always willing to accept a few thousand pesos to remove the competition. Do you think that's like a legitimate, serious point of view, that let's say you open up a bar or a restaurant, somebody might just take 5,000, 10,000 pesos to come hit you over the head with a crowbar?
I don't really find that here in the Philippines. Maybe in some countries they do. Here in the Philippines, most what happens is the jealousy will not come from other people, but it will come from your relatives.
Your relatives.
Yeah.
They're not going to be happy that
they're not going to be happy of your success. People just say things that will affect you emotionally.
Terry says open up an adult toy store. I don't think that's really a viable business here in the Philippines.
What? Adult?
Exactly. Okay. Tony says a charity business. Open up a non-government organization to help street children. I like that idea. I'm not sure how you would do it.
You need to connect with government actually.
Ralph says laundromat or water deliveries.
Yeah,
another person wrote in that he started a water delivery business for his relatives, and he says that he doesn't, after you pay taxes and licenses and there's just no money at the end of the day. That it should, nobody's making any money. Anyway, Randall says motorcycle parts shop with vending machines of drinks, snacks, and water refilling station. Vending machines, water refilling station, things that are automated, sounds like a good idea. Motorcycle shops. There are so many motorcycle repair shops and motorcycle. Yes. I mean, everybody gets around on a motorcycle here. Archangel says a BPO company, back office operations. Those are successful here. Andy Lee says female entertainment services. I don't know if that's legal. Matt Lem says a pension house. That's sort of like a hotel.
Real estate.
John Tuno says, yeah, buy land. I think that might be a good, but I don't know what return.
Yes, but it is a smart way to invest in a real estate
investment. So it's a long-term investment. Maybe one of the people wrote in that they quadrupled their money because they bought land where a diversion road eventually went in. John says, supersized sari store. You think there's enough return? Everybody's got one. There's even one in this nice gated community down the street here.
There's always a risk when it comes to a sari store, because it will also depend on the community where you belong with.
Yeah, and you have to extend credit, it seems. It's pretty common to extend credit.
Yes, very common here in the Philippines.
Anytime you're extending credit, and then you could have another one open up right across the street, and you could have half the business. And then, I think it's good for like women who are home all day with the babies, and people ring the bell, and the mother comes out as she sells an ice cream. Dane says it depends on your interest. There are many opportunities. I think it's important that you have a passion for what you do. We talked about you might teach if you did something. Tyler, this is really funny. He says the right answer is always chopstick, margarine, sugar, bananas, and charcoal. What do you say to that?
It's a street food banana cue.
Rick Fryer says none. Richard Conservative says none. Sasha says water refill station or mushroom farming. Johnny says put it in a bank account. What do you think about that?
And make it sleep.
Well, it doesn't get much interest in the bank account, but at least at the end of the day, you still have your $20,000 if you need it.
Yes, but putting it in a bank versus investing, there is more possible that your money will grow in investing to business than putting it in a
Right,
bank.
but there's more risk that you'll end up with no money.
Yes, there will be a risk, but at least you have tried.
Yeah, but what if you need the 20,000? So maybe what you're saying is, if the 20,000 is going to be life changing, if you lose it, don't invest it. But if you can afford to lose, what someone else said, don't invest this money unless you can afford to lose it.
Well, the technique really is, if you only have $20,000, do not invest all of it to the business, because if it will fail, then all of your money will fail. So I think just take half and put the other half into emergency. If the business will fail, at least you have a backup.
Dave says, unless you are starting a tech company, then this is not the right place.
Tech company?
Yeah, because there's so many call centers and back office operation. Those are the ones that really succeed, because the cost of labor here is so cheap, and people can use computers, and they're actually pretty smart. They're really qualified, and they work really hard. So call centers and back office operations, those have bloomed into really big businesses. But I don't know if 20,000 is enough to really get started. But maybe virtual assistant business would be good. Rexy says apartment would be a good investment, or buy commercial lot and build a building to lease to other businesses.
Yes.
I personally think of all the ideas, that's the best one.
Yeah.
If you invest in a commercial building and then you lease it out, renting to a business might be the way to go. Sorry store, stock market. Bellin says sell hot dogs and ice cream. Seriously, what do you think of that? Hot dogs and ice cream. Well, our friend Tony, he's out selling hot dogs and hamburgers and Western style and empanadas from Mexican style.
Yeah, but that business doesn't cost $20,000.
Yeah, exactly.
It will only cost maybe $1,000.
Not even. I mean, you just start
Just to
making
start
food.
that.
It's just a $100 tricycle and off you go. Yeah. Carol says build an e-commerce store. Everybody's on the internet. I think you agree with that idea. He says buy a very good camera, take incriminating photos of local politicians. Not good for your health, maybe. Gavin says put the money in the bank. Brian says make sure you know the business starting something you don't know about could really cost you all your money. So he says, you really need to know what you're doing. It's risky to start a business, even like water. If you don't know it, good luck.
Yeah.
Mike says only invest in the Philippines what you can afford to walk away from. So if you can't afford to lose the money, this is not the right country to invest it, or anywhere really. Carol says e-commerce store. Jake Thomas, if I were going to start a business, it would only be to help the family out, and that would be a water company and a few delivery tricycles, and then it would be up to them to keep everything going.
Yeah.
The family wouldn't get rich, but with legwork, it could be sustainable. What do you think it would need to rent a storefront and put water filtration in? And like $5,000 would be more than enough, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's more than enough.
Do Filipinos buy water? Who buys water? Western, I buy water because I can't drink it. But would you buy water? If you lived here alone, would you buy filtered water?
Yes.
You would?
I will buy filtered water.
And at home, do you have filtered water?
We buy filtered water.
Frank says one that is not dependent on the Philippine economy, a call center serving foreign customers. Chris Duncan says a hotel. My secondary retirement plan is to own a hotel on the beach. That's not a. I mean, I'd love to live on the beach. Maybe have a beautiful property where you rent out 4 or 5 rooms or hotel rooms, and you have a really nicer place than you normally would have. It's not a bad idea, but is it your passion? I guess is the question. I guess if you love talking to the guests and helping people, it could be a nice way to go. Dan Morrow says, any business venture should revolve around your passion or your expertise. I just think that is the most important thing. Is it better be your passion. If you're going to buy photography equipment and be a wedding photographer, well, if you're not passionate about taking photographs, it's never going to work. You're never going to get good at your skill just because you invested in photography.
Yeah.
Dave Robinson says a junkyard. Have you seen? There's a ton of vehicles abandoned and broken down all over the sides of the roads. Maybe a good junkyard where you could resell parts. I don't know. Hard work
But
though.
it needs also a huge property.
Huge property.
To have a proper junk shop.
Yeah. Paco Perry says, don't. 20K isn't enough capital. I don't know if that's actually true. Damon says, spend it all on girls and beer. At least you'll have had fun when it's all gone. That's what the thumbnail says. Spend it on girls and beer.
It's up to you guys.
Well, but at least you'll have had fun when it's all gone. It's the chances of losing your money here in the Philippines is pretty good, I think. And most people agree that it's a real risk to invest $20,000 in a business that you're not expert in or passionate about. Why not just spend it on girls and beer? You would say, go get yourself a good wife and buy a house.
Yeah, get yourself a good wife and buy a house, and then you will be happier than just having beer and a different girlfriend every night.
There's a lot of reactions to this week's Facebook group
Yes.
posting, and we wanted to share it with you. We hope you enjoyed it. That's it for Fly Me to the Philippines. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment below. What business would you or would you not start here in the Philippines? Till next time.
See you in our next video.